Welcome back everyone. You may be getting this specific issue where it says this accessory may not be supported. Now this can happen for really three main reasons that I've seen, but the number one way that I've seen time and time again that this actually ends up being an issue typically is a connection issue on the bottom. So typically if your iPhone has a headphone jack or something, you won't see this, but our iPhones have these lightning ports on the bottom, and sometimes things can get stuck here. And if you're plugging in something like maybe like a generic Apple charger, maybe you're plugging in a different set of headphones or some type of case or accessory that plugs in here, maybe for your car or something, sometimes you have to understand that our charging ports at the bottom may get a lot of stuff stuck in there. So what you would do and what I would recommend doing is pretty much grabbing your iPhone and then essentially grabbing some sort of, non-metal object, something like a toothpick, maybe like a plastic prying tool that you have that can fit in here, and gently prying out any sort of debris. If there's stuff stuck in here, dust or anything, you want to take out as much stuff like that as possible from your iPhone at the bottom. The reason this ends up being the case is sometimes you need a strong connection here for these things. I've had a lot of times in the past where I would plug in an actual Apple charger and I would get that little prompt that said, this Apple accessory is not supported. And that happens all the time when you have an older iPhone especially, but even newer ones like an iPhone 12. The best thing you can do is pretty much take a prying tool, take something, and take out as much dust or debris from this little port as possible. Now, if that doesn't end up fixing it, another thing what I would recommend doing, and the secondary stuff, is pretty much making sure that your iPhone and the accessory are compatible in the first place. So if you just bought like a $2 dongle off eBay that I've done before, and you try to plug it in at the bottom, hoping that it would help you connect some sort of USB drive or something to your phone, it may still work even though you get that little pop-up. You do have to understand that this little pop-up will end up coming up regardless, and the functionality may not be there. Especially on these newer versions of iOS, they become more and more secure, so those little dongles that you could plug in at the bottom may not be functional anymore. So you want to make sure that the device that you have is even compatible in the first place. If you contact the seller or contact whatever device manufacturer you bought that from and let them know that you're having these issues, then they may actually end up sending you out a new device. They may actually end up working with you, get a refund or whatever. But only most of the time, if you buy like a generic random thing off eBay or some other random website and it's not fully functional or it's not certified by Apple, you may not even be able to get that product working on your specific device, especially if you're on the newest version of iOS. Now, let's say you do have an Apple certified device and so far it should still. Let's say you did buy an Apple certified device, maybe you bought an Apple certified dongle or a lightning charger or whatever, and you're still getting that prompt where it says, this accessory may not be supported. You may be on a very old version of iOS. Now, I've seen this time and time again, especially when Apple releases those battery cases. You have to be on a certain version of software in order for it to be fully functional. So what I would recommend doing is going into your settings. You want to scroll down into General, which is right here. Not there, right here. You want to click on Software Update, which is right here. And you want to make sure you're up to date on the latest version of software that your phone supports. If you're on a very older version of software, it may not end up working for you. So that's the other thing I would recommend doing, is pretty much making sure you're on the latest version of software. And at this point, you should be fully functional. If you're still having issues, I would recommend contacting Apple and they can probably take it from there. So that's really pretty much it. If you guys have any other questions or anything like that, let me know in the comment section below. Hit the like button, that would mean so much, but definitely hit the subscribe button. Every single subscriber that we get really does count, so it means so much if you guys can hit that. Check out the other links down in the description. More importantly than everything else, I love every single one of you guys. Hopefully I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out till then.